Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jason. I wanted to make an update from benzo withdrawal. I got a comment from one of my old videos that somebody put, and I guess she's going through, acute withdrawal that I went through. The most miserable and agonizing torture that I could ever imagine anybody going through, that I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. I took 3 years to recover from that. It took me 2 years to turn a corner. I was in complete torture and agony and hell for 2 years. The people that know me know what I went through, because I was on Xanax prescribed for 13 years, a little bit less than 13 years. And I rapidly tapered myself off within 7 or 8 days. I had every symptom in the book, and I thought I would never, ever, ever get better. Months and months and months, then it went to year and the next year, and 3 years it took me to recover. I can't even imagine doing one day of that again. I wouldn't be able to make it. I couldn't do it again. I couldn't do 1 day of benzo withdrawal ever again in my life. I won't be able to make it. The hell that I went through for so long that I get emotional when I even think about it, of what my body and my mind and my life, just the pure agony and hell that I endured day after day after day after day, that I never ever thought that I would get better. And I lost everything. I don't even know why I went through what I did and how I made it to the other side, but I did, and I'm better than I was before this. I wouldn't trade my pain or my suffering for anything, because it made me who I am today. It made me a person that cherishes my life. And even though I'm still not perfect and I make mistakes every day, and sometimes I don't do the right things and I make a lot of bad decisions on a daily basis, but I made it through benzo withdrawal, and I'm thankful for it, because I thought I would never make it to the other side. And I know people that didn't go through it. I know people that took their own life, and I know people that couldn't take it any longer and reinstate it, and I know people that went and got other medications, and I know people that they just couldn't do it and they gave up, and I know people that didn't think they would get better with me, and we stayed awake for days and chatting, and I made friends, and I made a couple enemies, and I learned a lot about the human body, and I really learned a lot about my life and a lot about what's happening inside my body. And I really learned that we take things for granted. We take life for granted, and we blame other people for everything. There's people that blame their doctors forever, and I did the same thing. And then I took a little bit of accountability for myself as well, because the doctors did prescribe me the medication, and they did not tell me that, what would happen to me when I would come off the medication. And I knew that I would go through something when I tried to get off, but I couldn't. And I knew that I couldn't get off, and I tried, and I failed, and I tried, and I failed, and I reinstated when I quit for a day, and I went to a detox in 2011, and I just couldn't get off these fucking pills for 13 years. I couldn't do it until one day I told myself, I don't care what I have to go through to get off this fucking shit. I don't care if I die. I'm gonna get off these pills. And I almost died. I cold turkeyed. After 7 days, I had full body seizures. I had tremors for over a year. I couldn't hold the fork. My throat closed up where I couldn't swallow for months. My face had numb patches. I had jaw pain up to my ear. I had to pee 100 times a day. I lived in the bathroom. I just stayed with hot water running on my body all day and night. I lived in a one-room bedroom in a bad neighborhood with my mother. I lost everything. I didn't have anything. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I lost all my friends. Everybody thought I went crazy. I didn't care what I had to lose or what I had to go through to get off of those fucking pills. And I did it. And it took me 3 years to get better. And now that I'm approaching 4 years, do I still have symptoms of it? I still suffer with a little bit of muscle twitching. I think that, I still have some time left before that goes away. And also, when I lay down, and I'm still, when I'm laying in the bed, I have some jerks. So I'll just be laying in the bed, and my body will just jump like that. So I never had that until I got off of benzos, and it happened when I went to withdrawal. So I know it's from benzo withdrawal. A lot of people do get myoclonitis or whatever it's called without even being on benzos. So it could be, it still has to do with my nervous system not being properly. If you Google, jerking, it just says that nobody knows why you do it. It's just something wrong with the nervous system. So it has to be from benzo withdrawal. So do I have residual effects? Yeah, I do, but I don't have the agonizing torture symptoms that I had for 3 years anymore. I don't have them. I'm normal. I go to work. I have a little bit of problems sleeping, so I do take melatonins, and I drink a beer once in a while. I do. I'm not gonna lie. You're not supposed to drink, but it doesn't affect me. I don't have symptoms after it, but I don't drink every day. Right now I'm drinking a diet Mountain Dew, so. But I wanted to make a video, to let people know that, recovery does happen. You do get better. You're gonna get better. It just takes a long time. And, you just have to go through it. You're gonna lose everything. Hopefully you have people that will understand you. But after months and months of you feeling like shit and you telling them, they're not gonna believe you anymore. So after, a year of me complaining to my mother and the people that still talk to me, the ones that are like, didn't understand me, I just stopped talking about it. I just didn't tell them that I felt fucking shitty and I have these strange, weird, buzzing, bee sting feelings and, these weird thoughts and derealization, and my vision was fucked up, and from head to toe, my whole system, my whole body, I could just pick a body part on my body, and my legs, they hurt so bad for months and months that I wanted to have my legs amputated. I just can't even imagine the torture of that shit that I went through, and I can't even imagine how I made it through that. But I did, and whoever's going through it now, you're gonna make it through it too. You just have to, just keep going, and knowing people like me that made it to the other side, you just have to hold on to that, however long it takes. There's nobody could tell you I used to ask everybody every day, you think I'll get better at a year? You think in a year and a half I'll get better? Do you think at 2 years I'll get better? 2.5 years? It took 3 years, you know, and at 3 years it just didn't all go away. You're not gonna just wake up one morning and it's all gonna be better. It's not gonna happen like that. It's a non-linear process. After a year of me being off, I got worse. And then, you know, at 17 months, I got a little better, and then I got worse, and I couldn't walk good, and I couldn't talk, and I stuttered, and I just had so many problems. But I want everybody to know that you guys are gonna get better, and, you know, keep going. Take care, guys.